I try to beat Minecraft as fast as possible, but I just suck at video games. Also, I have literally zero speedrun experience, but I decided to just skip all the practice and get into a run. This run starts okay, but it gets worse and worse throughout the video, so you can skip if you want to see me suffer. Sit back as you experience the worst Minecraft speedrun you'll ever see. So I start up the run and I see that there's a village, so I go and run to it. Then I grab this wood and get stone tools. Then I get screwed over on flintlock, but I get it eventually. I get to the village and grab my hay bales. So far so good. I see this ruined portal over here, but it's not enterable. So here I do something called cod strat. So I trade the wheat with the villager for emeralds, and I trade the emeralds for a water bucket. I grab beds from the village and I pillar up to kill the iron golem. I get unlucky and the iron golem only drops 3 iron, which is the minimum amount of iron that I can drop. And then I see a second village, so I kill their iron golem, and now I have enough iron for the nether. I pause here because I see a third village. How did I manage to throw the seed? So I'm looking for a lava pool to enter the nether, and I see one and a desert temple, literally right in front of me. I ignore the desert temple because I don't think I need it, so I just build this epic gamer portal. I enter the nether at around 10 minutes, which is pretty slow, but it's my first speedrun, so I have really low expectations. First, I start scanning for entities to find a bastion. I mess up a little, but I still find this entity spike, so I know which direction the bastion is in. After a few minutes of wandering around aimlessly, I finally find the bastion. It's housing, the best bastion type. I start the route by punching this piglin. I dig down into this hole and then I mine all the gold. After I traded with all the piglins, I still needed one obby. So I went down to the middle chest and then gave myself a heart attack in the process. I left the bastion and this ghastly skeleton immediately started trying to kill me. After I took care of that, I tried to use the pie chart to find the fortress, but I'm really dumb so I couldn't figure it out. I turn around and then I see 3 ghast aggroed on me. I love this game. I'm also a god at this game, so I almost died to 2 skeletons. Soul Sand Valleys are a nightmare, so I find the fortress around 35 minutes. I started to pillar up and I remembered that wither skeletons existed. I jump over to this blaze spawner and start killing blazes like a normal person, but worse. My rates are actually awful, but I grab 8 blaze rods just in case to be really safe, and then I'm immediately out of there. I do not want to be at that fortress anymore. I pause to check good blind travel coordinates, and then I go to those exact coordinates because I really want to not be 2,000 blocks away from the stronghold. I throw 2 eyes to see the angle change, and guess what? It is 2,000 blocks away, even though I specifically blinded in the right coordinates, so that wouldn't happen, but that's okay, that's just how Minecraft works. I throw a few eyes to see where the stronghold is, and 2 out of 5 of them break. For reference, on average, only 1 in 5 ender eyes will break. That means my eye breaks were twice worse than average. It's fine, I grabbed 8 blaze rods, even though you really need like 6 or 7 at most. I throw an eye when I think I'm close, and it turns the opposite direction, which means I'm really close. Then I throw an eye to see where it is, and then it breaks again. But the funny thing is I'm still fine because I still have 12 eyes. I throw one more to see where to dig down exactly because come on, like 2 eye breaks in a row is dumb. It's never gonna happen. And I just got the 1 in 25 chance for 2 eye breaks in a row. I love this game. But guess what? I'm still fine. I only need a 1 eye and most portals are 1 eyes. So I'm not too worried and I just find the portal. And I'm like, at least it's only a 1 hour speedrun. It could have been worse. And guess what? It is. The moment of realization hits and I realize it's a 0 eye. As you can see, I had zero idea what to do. I didn't even think about the possibility that the game would screw me over this badly. So I just hop out the portal and try to make another portal from the stronghold. And I somehow managed to mess up the portal. Subscribe. But I just had to deal with it and dig to the surface. I eventually found a lava pool and then entered the nether for the 2nd time this run. I find the fortress again, but I see like 80 entities, so I'm wondering how I'm gonna do this. As I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna make this work, a blaze just randomly shoots me off my pillar. Pretty average. And then the blaze decided that 1 time wasn't enough, so it decided to shoot me a 2nd time. So now I'm literally just dead. Except Minecraft wanted me to continue doing this run, and I honestly think it would have been better for me to just die here, because the rest of this run is actually an abomination. You know it's getting bad when you have to box yourself up. So I decided that I needed fire res, but the one problem with this is that I need to find another bastion to get fire res. I need the fire res to get one blaze rod for one eye of ender because my eye breaks were so bad. And with that one eye, I can finally enter the end. It's not even that easy though, you'll see. So as I'm looking for this bastion, I run into 2 hoglins, which is exactly what I needed. I then obviously ran away because you saw my hotbar. I am not killing those hoglins. I finally end up seeing the bastion, but unfortunately, I don't really have a good way of getting there. So I have to dig through this wall with my wooden pickaxe, but then it breaks in like 5 seconds. I have nothing better to do, so I just start sitting there, mining the wall with my bare hands. How did I get here? A few minutes pass until I realize that it's just not worth it and I turn the other direction. I eventually do find another way to the bastion, but then I don't even have enough building blocks to get up to it. I then throw all my wasted time in Minecraft parkour out the window and fail a 1-block Neo. After that nightmare, I finally get my fire res and leave. I go back to the fortress one last time, grab 1 blaze rod, and I'm just out of there. I go back to the overworld and it's raining, which really encapsulates my feeling about this speedrun. I try retracing my steps to the best of my memory, and then you see me pause here for like 30 minutes. That's because the speedrun was so slow that I had to eat dinner in the middle of it. Keep in mind that it's been over an hour and a half since I started the speedrun. I've wasted away like half my afternoon on this one run. And then I came across these 2 desert islands. Now I was going off of memory, and I forgot which one I went to. It's a 50-50 chance, so I just chose one. Spoiler alert, I chose the wrong one and wasted like 5 minutes. I then paused here to check my own recording of where the coordinates for the stronghold were. I didn't want to risk throwing any more eyes. I finally dug back down and found the stronghold again. Now all that's left is to enter the end and finally finish this terrible run. But you might notice that there's a pretty large chunk of the video left. You're gonna find out why soon, don't worry. Well, immediately after entering the end, I realized I forgot the crying obsidian, so I couldn't even kill the dragon anymore, so I just had to void. But that's not even what I'm talking about. This is like the least concerning part of the end. All I really had to do was grab the crying obsidian and jump into the portal, so I set up the 1 cycle and I wait for the north-south perch. I think it's perching, so I curl to the middle, and I realize that it's not perching and I'm just dumb. And while I'm turning back, it starts perching. But that's still not a good enough excuse for this terrible 1 cycle. I can't even call it 1 cycle because it didn't even get the dragon to like half health. I can't even start to describe what my thought process was for whatever this is. I genuinely do not know what I was thinking. I messed up so many beds that it was literally impossible to 1 cycle the dragon with what I had. So I just had to reset. Because I messed up so much, I had to dig out a bunch of blocks with a wooden pickaxe, pillar back all the way to the surface, run to a village to get more beds, and then mine all the way back down. I re-entered the end, and this time I waited for an east-west perch, which is easier to do. The dragon did perch, but then I realized 2 things after pearling. 1, I was on fire, and 2, I had never seen the dragon perch this way. And at the time, I was panicking so much that I couldn't solve either one of those problems. So I burned to death while failing to 1 cycle the dragon for the 2nd time. We're not even halfway done with the end fight yet. Apparently I had set up the wrong type of perch like the very smart person I am. At this point, my only chance of killing the dragon was to break all the crystals first, and under normal circumstances, you do not do this on a speedrun. But as you've seen, this is not a normal speedrun, and I'm not an average player. I want more beds, so I resurface again, but none of that actually matters because I got this cool combo on this husk, and that's what really matters. The only reason I made this video was to show off this one combo. When I pass through the village, I see a whole zombie apocalypse, but it's okay because there's an iron golem. Oh, okay. Never mind. Yup, just your average Minecraft speedrun. I then waste another 5 minutes trying to find sheep for beds, which don't even end up being useful in this run. I then go to where the stronghold is again and dig down for thankfully the last time. For some reason, at this point I still think I'm able to 1 cycle, so I pearl to the fountain but accidentally aggro an enderman. So like any rational person would do in this situation, I blow myself up with my own bed. I could not make this up if I tried. I see that all my stuff is burnt up, so I burn myself up as well. Then I decide I want to get at least some bed damage. And then I somehow managed to mess that up, and then I managed to die. I had one job. Then I burned to death again because why not? I'm not losing anything. And then I make great use of my last bed. I die a few more times because I suck. And then I start slowly chipping away at the dragon's health with my axe. And when I say slowly, I mean really slowly. Each perch, the dragon's health went down little by little, until there was only one perch left, until I could finally put an end to this nightmare. You know it was bad when I was talking to myself in Minecraft chat. I genuinely think this one speedrun caused me mental damage. And then, it did it. The final perch. I can't even begin to describe what was going through my head. And then like the true gamer I was, I left clicked a few times and beat the game. As you can tell from the chat, I was very happy to finally be done with this run. So I beat the game with a final time of 2 hours, 41 minutes, and 1 second. You know what? At least it's sub 3 hours. But only for the in-game time. It's actually not even sub 3 hours for real time. I like this player. It played well. Yeah, I'm not too sure about that one.